Good morning. Today we're going to be talking about solving quadratic equations. So quadratic equations basically mean you have an x squared in your equation. So there's 3 different methods that we're going to go through. Hopefully today, there's about 5 methods for solving these, but we're only going to do a couple of them today. All right, so you want to find the solutions. The fastest and easiest thing to do is to actually go ahead and look at your equation, get one whole side, all of the variables and all the coefficients together, get one side equal to 0, change that 0 to a y, because you're basically looking for where y is equal to 0, and then pop that in your calculator. I'm going to give you a second to put that in your calculator while I erase this board, because I don't like to have too much stuff on it. All right, once you put that in your calculator, hit graph. Now, you probably can see the answers to this one, okay? I think the answers are going to be at -9. Now, how do I know the answers are -9 and 3? Well, I'm looking for the x-intercept, okay? And in this case, there's 2 because there's a squared term going on. You got an x squared. So your graph doesn't look like these dots, does it? No, it looks like a big, giant, long parabola. You can't even see the end of it. Okay, you can only see this portion of it probably on your screen. But those are your answers. X equals -9, x equals 3. You plugged -9 in here, -9 squared plus 6 times -9 minus 27, you will get 0. If you plug in 3, okay, 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 27, you'll also get 0. All right? That's the easiest way to solve these if they come out nice and even and perfect. Okay, so here's the reason why we do this. We want to figure out what time something is going to hit the ground. Now, this one is baseball. You could be talking about football. You could be talking about all kinds of different things that fly through the air. But basically, we're looking for time. All right, let's see what else we've got. Here's your steps. Okay, copy those down if you need them. Hit pause. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to move on. So hit pause if you need to. All right, try this one. Got x squared plus 7x equals -10. The first step says set the equation equal to 0. So we're going to add 10 to both sides. Now, x squared has nothing else with it that is a like term. 7x has nothing else with it that's a like term on this side of the equation. All right? And then 10 is not a like term with any of those either. So we're not going to combine it and make 17. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to make that 0 on the right. All right? Put that in your graphing calculator. Y equals x squared plus 7x plus 10 into your calculator. Graph it. Look to see where those cross the x-axis. I'm guessing it's going to cross at -2, probably -5. All right, I don't know where the rest of it looks like. Honestly, I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm not going to really say, hey, it needs to come down this far, it needs to go up, whatever. Okay, I just care where it's crossing the x-axis. It's crossing at x equals -5 and 0. That's the whole point. You want where y is going to be 0 and y is equal to -2 and 0. I'm sorry, not at y, x. Sorry about that. All right, if you're not sure, if you can't see it, go in your table. And then you're just going to look where y is equal to 0. So if you go in your table, take a second to do that now. You should have it set at -5. You should see a 0 at y. At -2, you should also have a 0 at y. And those are your solutions. Also some other synonyms for that. They're called solutions, roots, zeros, okay, zeros, and zeros, okay? can also be kind of weird. They can say where f of x is equal to 0. Basically, wherever y is equal to 0, that's what they want to know. All right, let's move on. Okay, now this one's going to take a little bit more time, and we need to reset our calculator table. So you want to go into your second button. All right, your second button should be like a, where is the second button? It's blue. All right, and you want to press the window button, which is up on the top. All right, let's change our scale that we're going to count by. So I'm going to go second window, and I want to do table start at 0. It really doesn't matter where you start. Doesn't matter. 0 is easy though, you can find it. All right, and you want this delta table thing. That basically means how many are we counting by? We're going to count by 0.5. Okay? So you want to count by 0.5. Leave it like that. That's the way we need to set our calculator all the time. All right, now plug that into your calculator. Plug in y equals all this stuff right here. Okay, and let's look for our zeros. Okay, so here's what I got when I graphed it. All right, kind of had to squint. I kind of had to look at it really closely. If you can't see it for sure, two things you can do. You can zoom and then hit the fourth option. Okay, that's going to pull your screen in a little closer. And then when you want to get back to a standard window, hit zoom 6. All right, then the other option is to go into your table and look where y is 0. All right, should be at like negative 1.5, and it should also be at 2. All right, let's go on and look at some other kinds of things that we can do. All right, you can do the same thing here. All right, you're just going to go ahead and find solutions to this. So we're going to go subtract 48 from both sides, and you get 3x squared minus 48 equals 0. That is going to be a very, very, very skinny parabola, and it's also going to be a very long parabola. So you're not really going to see any of the whole parabola. You're only going to see parts of it. And I do believe it's probably going to be at -4 and +4. But go ahead and graph it. I could be wrong. Let me go ahead and graph it to you just to be sure. Okay, so I'm right. So it did look like that. All right. So what I'm trying to show you is that you can have a binomial, and this is actually a difference of squares, right? Because the answers are the same. They're just opposites of each other. All right, let's see what else we got here. Next one, you want to take the square root of both sides. So copy this method down, and I will. All right, so hopefully you copied those down. I had my phone going off, so I had to go turn that down. All right, so let's look at this. What are the solutions? So the next method is to just solve it like you're solving an equation. So we want to get x squared by itself first. So I'm going to divide by 2, and I get x squared is equal to 25. Now you can graph this too, okay? You just said the whole thing equal to 0, no big deal. You're going to find the answers. All right, you don't want to do that. That's fine too. You can just take the square root of both sides. You get x is equal to, remember, square roots have a positive and a negative root. Positive or negative 5. So if you graphed it, you got y equals 2x squared minus 50, right? Because we needed to subtract 50. All right? Should have it crossing negative 5. I'm not going to see the bottom of it. Positive 5. All right. Let's try one more, just to see how we're doing. What are the roots of this? Now I'm just changing words for you. They're basically looking for the same thing, okay? So you get x squared equals 81. Take the square root of both sides. X is equal to positive or negative 9. Done. All right, try another one. Oh, that's another one for factoring. I don't want to get to that. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go and practice a few of these. All right, so on this assignment, you can either do page 266, which I have for you right here. I don't really want you to do this by factoring. I want you to try it by graphing first. Okay? And then the second part I do want you to do by finding the square roots. So this should be on a PDF in a file I sent you on Google Classroom. All right. And then if you don't want to do the work on the page 266, you have an option. You can do IXL. All right. The only thing is I can't see your work if you do IXL. So do whichever one you want, and then we'll check this in a little bit.